Hey YNR fans! Welcome to YNR Trends, your Young and the Restless updates, shocking spoilers, and all the drama. So grab your coffee, hit that subscribe button, and let's dive right into Genoa City's hottest gossip. The Young and the Restless continues to weave a web of emotional entanglements, shocking secrets, and power struggles that keep longtime viewers invested in the lives of the residents of Genoa City. The episode slated for Thursday, September 25, 2025, is one that fans are buzzing about, not just because of the promised confrontations, but also because of the undercurrents of betrayal and unexpected alliances that are beginning to reshape the landscape of relationships and power within the show. CBS has delivered yet another chapter filled with intrigue, heartbreak, and hope, making this day in Genoa City one of those episodes where every scene matters and every glance holds a story. The tension has been building for weeks, and Thursday's episode looks to be the point where several plot threads either collide or move into a new and dangerous phase. Longtime fans know that nothing in Genoa City ever stays buried forever, and even when characters believe they've successfully concealed their schemes or avoided judgment, secrets always come back around with devastating consequences. This episode will demonstrate exactly that as truths begin to unravel and loyalties are tested. Victor Newman, once again at the center of business and family drama, proves why he remains one of the most commanding figures in the soap opera world. Thursday's spoilers indicate that he will take a firm stance against individuals he believes are betraying his family or threatening his empire. Victor has always had a unique way of blending family loyalty with ruthless business sense, and this episode shows him walking that fine line again. Whether he's confronting someone directly, pulling strings behind the scenes, or issuing quiet threats that resonate with unmistakable power, his presence will dominate. The episode promises a moment where Victor issues a warning that feels like a declaration of war, setting the tone for what could be a larger battle in the coming weeks. Meanwhile, the Abbott family finds themselves navigating both personal and professional turmoil. Jack Abbott's never-ending battle to keep his family united while also holding Jabot intact remains central, and the spoilers tease that tension between Kyle and Billy will bubble up again. Kyle has been slowly drifting away from his father's shadow, and in the process, he's been making decisions that could destabilize the company and his personal life. Thursday's episode hints that Kyle will once again be forced to defend himself, not only from business criticism but also from whispers about his judgment and loyalty. His complicated dynamic with Audra is bound to resurface, as viewers know that their relationship, part passion, part manipulation, has left him vulnerable in ways he doesn't want to admit. The episode may bring to light whether Audra is truly invested in Kyle or whether she's playing a deeper game with motives that will be exposed in time. Romance and heartbreak always drive much of the emotional core of The Young and the Restless, and Thursday's installment doesn't shy away from that. Sharon and Nick's ongoing connection remains a thread fans watch with anticipation. Their long history together means that even when they're not romantically involved, their interactions carry weight. Spoilers indicate that they will share a scene filled with unspoken tension, a reminder that their story is far from finished. Sharon's steady strength is tested as she grapples with the choices of those around her, and Nick, ever caught between family duty and personal desire, must face the reality of how his decisions affect not only his children but also the women he's loved. Their moments together always evoke nostalgia while opening the door to new complications. Elsewhere, Summer Newman continues to fight for her place both in business and in family dynamics. Her protective streak is likely to surface again on Thursday as she steps into situations that may not directly involve her but impact those she cares about. Summer's arc has often been about balancing her identity as a Newman with her struggles for independence, and this episode could highlight how far she's willing to go to stand up for herself and those she loves. Fans expect that her fierce side will clash with others who underestimate her, possibly creating another layer of drama that spills into October. Thursday's spoilers also suggest that a shocking discovery or revelation could throw a wrench into what seemed like stable storylines. The Young and the Restless thrives on secrets being unearthed at precisely the wrong time, and this episode is poised to deliver such a twist. Whether it's a paternity issue, a betrayal in business, or an affair being exposed, fans are bracing themselves for the moment where a truth bomb drops and changes the trajectory of several characters' futures. Genoa City has never been a place where secrets remain hidden for long, and this episode may mark the beginning of another scandal unraveling. Adding to the intrigue is the ongoing mystery surrounding Claire, who has been struggling to gain acceptance and find her footing after her tumultuous introduction to the Newman family. Viewers know her attempts to prove herself are constantly met with skepticism, particularly from Victoria, and Thursday's spoilers hint that Claire's efforts may once again backfire. Claire's vulnerability and determination make her one of the most layered newer characters, and her presence on Thursday could highlight both her strengths and her tragic weaknesses. Her storyline is one that continues to divide fans, some rooting for her redemption, others waiting for her inevitable downfall. Whichever way the writers lean, her arc adds richness to the family dynamics at play. Phyllis Summers also remains a wild card in this episode. Her schemes, her inability to stay away from trouble, and her complex relationships ensure that whenever she's on screen, drama follows. Spoilers for Thursday point toward Phyllis once again making a choice that could either be viewed as strategic brilliance or reckless desperation. Her tendency to walk the fine line between hero and villain keeps her storylines compelling, and her moves on Thursday may once again ignite conflict with those who have tried and failed to control her. Another layer of suspense builds around Lily and Devon, who are caught up in both professional and personal crossroads. Lily's strength and resilience are tested in the aftermath of Kane's shadow still looming in her life, and Thursday could bring an emotional moment where she's forced to reflect on what she wants moving forward. Devon, balancing his own ambitions and loyalty to family, may find himself pulled into yet another situation where he has to choose between heart and logic. The spoilers suggest their bond will be tested, and that test may ripple across other relationships tied to Chancellor Winters. The pacing of Thursday's episode is expected to be deliberate, with scenes that draw out tension before landing on explosive revelations. This is classic soap opera storytelling: small, intimate conversations that foreshadow larger conflicts, quiet threats that escalate into fiery confrontations, and passionate moments that leave characters questioning their choices. The build-up across recent weeks has been carefully crafted to bring several arcs to a tipping point, and September 25th will likely be remembered as the day when subtle manipulations start giving way to outright warfare in Genoa City. What makes this episode especially interesting is how it balances nostalgia with forward momentum. Longtime characters like Victor, Jack, and Nikki continue to carry the weight of decades of history, and their storylines remind fans of the enduring rivalries and romances that define the show. At the same time, newer faces like Claire and Audra push the narrative into uncharted territory, ensuring the soap remains fresh and unpredictable. This blending of old and new is part of why The Young and the Restless remains a staple in daytime television, and Thursday's episode highlights that balance beautifully. The emotional resonance of this episode cannot be overstated. Every character, from the Newmans to the Abbotts to the Winters family, is carrying baggage that colors their interactions. Viewers tune in not just for the dramatic plot twists but also for the way these characters process love, betrayal, ambition, and loss. On Thursday, audiences will see raw emotions on display, whether it's in a lover's quarrel, a family feud, or a business betrayal. The authenticity of these emotional beats keeps fans invested because, despite the heightened drama, the struggles often mirror real human experiences of trust, loyalty, and the consequences of choices. By the time the credits roll on the September 25th episode, viewers will be left with a mix of satisfaction and anticipation. Some storylines will see temporary resolution, while others will escalate into cliffhangers designed to carry fans into the following week with questions and speculation. This is the magic of The Young and the Restless, an ability to close one door while simultaneously opening two others, ensuring that viewers never feel fully settled but are always eager for more. In the broader scope of the season, this episode is pivotal. It sets up long-term arcs that will play out in the months ahead, laying the foundation for explosive holiday storylines and dramatic turns in the fall sweeps. The confrontations, revelations, and alliances that begin here will echo for weeks, meaning Thursday's installment isn't just another day in Genoa City, it's a marker in the timeline of a show that has thrived for over 5 decades by constantly reinventing its drama without losing its heart. The Young and the Restless on Thursday, September 25th, 2025, is an episode that encapsulates everything fans love about daytime drama: powerhouse performances, intricate storytelling, shocking twists, and the emotional pull that makes viewers feel connected to these characters as if they were part of their own lives. It's a reminder that in Genoa City, no secret is safe, no relationship is unshakable, and no empire is untouchable. This is a day that promises to be unforgettable, and fans will undoubtedly be talking about it long after the episode ends. The familiar theme music fades, and the screen transitions from the bustling streets of Genoa City to the intimate, often tense, interiors that house its most powerful families. The episode of The Young and the Restless, airing on Thursday, September 25, 2025, is not one of explosive confrontations or dramatic, public revelations. Instead, it is a masterclass in the quiet, simmering tension that has long been the hallmark of the series at its best. This particular installment operates on a foundation of profound emotional and psychological complexity, exploring the aftermath of decisions, the weight of unspoken truths, and the fragile nature of trust. The narrative is woven through a series of pivotal conversations, each a microcosm of larger conflicts, where the characters are not fighting with fists or legal threats, but with words, glances, and the heavy silence that hangs between them. The central themes revolve around the corrosive power of secrets, the desperate search for stability in a world designed to crumble, and the enduring, if often misguided, desire to protect those we love from the harsh realities we ourselves have created. The episode's emotional core is anchored in the continuing saga of the Newman family, a dynasty built as much on secrets as it is on corporate dominance. The scenes between Victor Newman and his son, Adam, are a testament to the show's deep history and the intricate father-son dynamic that has been a driving force for decades. Their interaction is not a simple check-in, it is a carefully choreographed dance of power, suspicion, and a deeply buried, almost inaccessible, need for approval. Victor, seated behind his imposing desk, a throne from which he has commanded an empire and manipulated his children's lives, observes Adam with that inscrutable gaze that has unnerved allies and enemies alike for generations. He speaks of legacy and loyalty, his words chosen with the precision of a master strategist. He is not merely asking about business, he is probing the structural integrity of Adam's reformation, testing for cracks. Adam, for his part, has learned to navigate this minefield. His responses are measured, his demeanor calm, yet the audience can see the flicker of uncertainty in his eyes. He is a man who has been broken and rebuilt by his father's hand countless times, and every conversation is a trigger for that trauma. Victor's offer of support, of a solidified place within the Newman Empire, is a double-edged sword. It promises the security Adam has always craved, but at the potential cost of his hard-won autonomy. This dialogue is less about the words spoken and more about the subtext, the history of betrayal, the conditional nature of Victor's love, and Adam's agonizing internal struggle between the man he was and the man he desperately hopes to become. The setting, the dark wood and leather of the office, acts as a physical manifestation of the patriarchal pressure, a room that has witnessed countless such manipulations. Simultaneously, the episode delves into the ramifications of this familial tension on the next generation. The conversation between Adam and Connor is one of the most emotionally resonant moments of the day. Here, the show demonstrates its understanding that the sins of the parents are often visited upon the children, and the cycle of emotional damage is a difficult one to break. Adam, attempting to be the stable father he never had, is palpably anxious. He is trying to project an image of calm normalcy, but his own insecurities bleed through. He is hyper-aware of his past failures and the shadow they cast over his relationship with his son. Connor, perceptive and sensitive, picks up on this tension. His questions are not accusatory, but they are pointed, stemming from a place of having witnessed too much drama and upheaval for someone his age. This scene is a beautiful and heartbreaking exploration of a parent trying to shield a child from the very chaos that defines their world. Adam's assurances feel fragile, even to himself. The audience is left wondering if he is trying to convince Connor or himself that the ground beneath them is solid. The success of this scene lies in its quietness. There are no raised voices, only the profound sadness of a father and son navigating a relationship that has been fractured by circumstances beyond the boy's control, circumstances directly linked to the ongoing battles with Victor. It is a poignant reminder that corporate takeovers and personal vendettas have very real, very human casualties. This theme of collateral damage is further explored through the Abbott family, who provide a contrasting yet parallel narrative to the Newmans. While the Newmans operate in a world of overt power plays, the Abbotts often grapple with the emotional fallout of secrets kept in the name of protecting the family unit. The episode focuses heavily on the evolving situation between Jack Abbott and Diane Jenkins Abbott. Their relationship, a testament to second chances and hard-won redemption, is once again being tested, but the threat is now more internal than external. The conversation they share is intimate, filled with a history of pain and forgiveness. They speak of the future, of their family, but there is an unspoken anxiety lurking beneath the surface. Diane, having fought so fiercely for her place in Jack's life and in the Abbott mansion, is vigilant. She is watching for any sign of doubt, any crack in the foundation of their marriage. Jack, ever the optimist but scarred by past betrayals, is clinging to the happiness they have built. Their dialogue is a delicate balance of love and fear. They are two people who have found solace in each other but are acutely aware of how quickly that solace can be shattered. The show cleverly uses their stability as a foil to the chaos elsewhere, but also suggests that no stability in Genoa City is absolute. The pressure to maintain their happy ending is itself a source of tension, a secret fear they dare not voice too loudly lest it become real. This undercurrent of anxiety is directly challenged by the arrival of a new complication, likely in the form of a scheming rival or a ghost from the past, whose presence is felt more than seen in this episode. The spoilers suggest a character like Sally Spectra or Ashley Abbott might be maneuvering in the background, their actions creating ripples that will eventually become waves. The genius of the writing is that this external threat is not yet a full-blown confrontation. Instead, it is a whisper, a sense of unease that colors the interactions between Jack and Diane. A misplaced comment, a knowing glance from another character, or a piece of unexpected news serves to undermine their hard-earned peace. This builds a superb sense of dramatic irony, where the audience is aware of the looming danger even if the characters are only subconsciously sensing it. It is a classic soap opera technique executed with finesse, reminding viewers that in Genoa City, contentment is merely the prelude to the next storm.